Hello everyone, welcome to Red Men TV. Steve here. My reaction after Liverpool 4, Newcastle United 1. And I'll be honest, ladies and gents, I'm going to move forward here. If you'd have told me after 30 odd minutes when Anthony Gordon scored that Liverpool were going to win that game by 4-1 and put in the performance that he did pretty much from that point onwards, I'd have probably called you an idiot. Because, yeah, Liverpool were rubbish to start. Really poor, sluggish. Newcastle's game plan was working a treat with the ball and without the ball. Liverpool couldn't get going. You know, Newcastle were having corner after corner. Liverpool just couldn't work things out. And listen, Anthony Gordon, good goal to be fair to him, good finish. I think it fell to him. Again, a little bit of good fortune in McAllister's tackle kind of goes to Anthony Gordon. But on the balance of the game, I don't think it was a huge shock that Newcastle had scored and that Liverpool were getting beat. They probably deserved to be getting beat. They did not start well at all. And that is obviously, again, not ideal. And yeah, Jamie and I don't know what's wrong, thinking that's about as bad as 35 minutes really for Liverpool. It just, nothing was going their way. And when things aren't going your way, you look to your magic men to maybe pull you out the you-know-what a little bit. And Liverpool's magic men did that. With Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, and a shout out to Milos Kerkez as well. The first one, obviously, the first goal is just magic feet from Florian Wirtz, dances his way through. Really good run and finish by Ekitike as well. Fabulous goal for Liverpool. Like I say, against a team who are defending resolutely, you're going to need something from someone, a little bit of genius. And Wirtz's little run into the box, a little shimmy, cutting back on his foot, you know. Kieran Trippier so off balance, he falls over. Ekitike's finish is brilliant. And then that gets Anfield going a little bit. It kind of made Liverpool, it felt like Liverpool got angry. It was a little bit of a chippy game, you know. Anthony Gordon had already been booked for flying into Alisson. There've been bits and bobs happening all over the place, really, with all. And maybe that got Anfield alive as well, and especially the goal went and did that. And then moments later, honestly, that goal from Hugo Ekitike, my reactions on social media, you're going to go and check it out from the watch along. That is an unbelievable centre-forwards goal, really. The way he just takes that run and then just shimmies into the box and then the little toe poke finish into the far corner. It's as good as it gets from a centre-forward. That is elite level, as good as you get centre-forward play. He should have had that hat-trick. He misses the one-on-one a little bit later, which, he gets wrong. It's the first time, really, that he's got one wrong for a long time. But you'll forgive him that. But just unbelievable centre-forward play against the team who tried to buy him. It was outrageous, absolutely outrageous. Unbelievable goal, unbelievable finish. That man is a superstar in the making. Of all the Liverpool signings in this summer, I will hold my hands up and say, yeah, he was the one I was probably most dubious about. Kerkez and obviously I thought Kerkez, Isak's moving within the Premier League. I thought obviously with Florian Wirtz, I thought, well, that guy's already a superstar, he'll be fine as well. With Ekitike, I was a bit like, I don't know, maybe not. Well, he's probably been the best of them. Florian Wirtz is now giving him a little run for his money, of course, but Ekitike's been consistently good from the start, where Wirtz took a little bit of time. We've got an absolute superstar with him, and yeah, when Isak's back and you get them both on the pitch, the manager's going to have a really nice selection headache, whether he plays one, both, I don't know, but that guy's class. He is top class. He's having those type of stars to a Liverpool career that all of our great centre-forwards tend to have. You know, you just buy them from day one and they go. And that finish, and I know Steven Gerrard said something similar, and if it's good enough for Stevie G, it's good enough for me. It was Fernando Torres-esque, really. Gliding forward and then toe poking home. But the first goal, Torres was great at that as well. That near post across the run, toey and past the goalie. Yeah, that was excellent from Hugo Ekitike. What a performance, unbelievable. Should have had the hat-trick, but we'll forgive him for that one. What a centre forward, as good as it gets, and they will, they'll be ruining the fact that they haven't got him. Newcastle, they'll be devastated that we come in for them, but their pain is our joy, both on tonight and also in the fact that we've got Hugo Ekitike, and they haven't. Unbelievable. The next one I do want to speak about is Florian Wirtz. Obviously, we touched about it before, about the magic feet for the goal. His finish is excellent as well. He almost guides it into the bottom corner. That he's coming alive now. He himself admitted he had a bit of a rough start to his Liverpool career. He's starting to get things clicking now. Goals and assists are plenty. He's delivering now exactly what we thought he was going to deliver. And again, unfortunately for us now, in terms of the Premier League, we're not going to win the Premier League. The aim for the Premier League has to be to finish in those top 5 Champions League positions. But there is still 2 trophies to be won. And this guy's good enough to carry a team and help a team win those trophies, get your top 4 or 5 or whatever it needs to be as well. Yeah, look, Florian Wirtz he's here now, he's adapted, he's been good since the start of December, really, and he's continuing to show it. Another goal, another assist, 2 really class pieces of individual brilliance, really. He's a player, he's a top player, and the more Liverpool can continue to get things out of him, more good things will happen. And him and Ekatike, like I said, they both assisted each other now 3 times in their first season. I saw that stat earlier from our good friend Michael Reid saying last pair of new signs to do that in the same season with Johnny Barnes and Ray Houghton, 2 good players. So long may that continue for these 2. Good connections, good understanding, and like I say, they've got a little bit of knack to them as well, which I like. Really, really strong performance from Wirtz. Liverpool, like I say, for as bad as they were first half, they were good second half. They deserve a lot of credit for that one. They really do. They deserve, they defended very well. They played long balls. They counter-attacked well, if not for a few little bits of here and there. It could have been even better. And credit to them for that one. But I do want to give, obviously, a special shout-out, of course, to IBOU Konate. And the goal at the end is just, it's a wonderful, wonderful moment for him. Obviously, a bittersweet one. Obviously, it brings him tears. Obviously, we all know what he's been through, obviously, the passing of his father. And it's just been a really tough week for Konate and obviously his entire family as well. And for anybody to lose a parent, it is just absolutely devastating. I'm sure plenty of people watching or listening to this will be able to relate to that, where I'm coming from. So yeah, the goal was a very poignant moment, and it was telling how much it meant to him with his reaction, but also the reaction of his teammates, who know exactly what the big fella's been through and continues to go through, by the way. And he came back today. Liverpool needed their centre-back, and he comes back in, and yeah, of course, the goal is a special moment, and hopefully it's one that brings him some comfort and brings his family some comfort. And if his dad's looking down upon him, I'm sure he's smiling too. But IBOU's defensive performance was unbelievable. He was excellent. Newcastle will try and challenge her in the air. He was heading everything away. They tried to run him in behind, wasn't having none of it. He was aggressive where he needed to be, but he wasn't reckless. I felt Newcastle at times were actually reckless with their defending. Dan Burn could easily have been sent off, for example. Konate was calm but aggressive. And yeah, really, really strong performance from him. And if he can continue to play like that for the next few weeks, and Wirtz and Ekatike continue playing how they've been playing, Liverpool will win plenty of matches between now and the end of the season, that's for sure. It was obviously 2026 hasn't been great in the Premier League, of course, Liverpool results-wise. But today hopefully was a turning point for that. I hope that becomes true, and I hope they can kick on now. Obviously, Chelsea won today, United are favourites to win tomorrow. Who knows how that'll go? And this is a real race that Liverpool are in now. There are going to be 5 Champions League spots, but Arsenal, City and Villa are doing their damnedest to make sure they're going to fill 3 of them. And then it feels like it's 2 from 3 from the rest, and the Reds have got work to do now. They've given themselves a problem. And hopefully today was the start of them maybe getting out of that. But yeah, I want to go back to it again. Konate, what a performance. I thought the reaction of the cop to him was very special. The reaction of everyone special. I give him my man of the match on the stream, and there's others, of course, who could have got it for their performances. But his defensive performance, topped off with the goal, and of course, given what he's just been through, I don't think anyone begrudge us giving that to IBOU Konate. He fully deserves it. And yeah, Liverpool needed that win. And if you'd have told me, like I said before, after 35 minutes, they were going to get a 4-1 win, I'd have been staggered, absolutely staggered. So it was the first time for a long time I felt where Liverpool reacted well to a poor start, but really well, as in didn't have to claw back and then hold on and get themselves maybe scrapping a draw or really fighting to hold on for one. No, in the end, they held on to as much as they could. And then they went and delivered a second half performance that was just absolutely spectacular. So credit to them for that one. Really, really strong, promising performance, and hopefully one they can build upon. But yeah, like I say, really well done to the team. Well done for reacting in a positive manner to going behind and to geeing themselves up. Really well done to Anfield. Anfield come alive at stages. Again, the aggressive, gnarly game added to the fact that Liverpool, it was almost desperation time. You're 1-0 down again. You can't afford to drop more points now. You can't not have a win. You can't leave January without a Premier League win. That's unacceptable. That just can't happen. And I think Anfield as a collective and the Liverpool team as a collective decided we're just not having that. We are not having this. We are going to go and we're coming for you. It started off with a very angry, hot-headed Hugo Ekitike, who's happy to give the Newcastle fans a little bit back as well. Wirtz, Konate, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely delighted with the win, and yeah, fingers crossed Liverpool can turn this now to get a week off before another really tough game at Anfield as they welcome Manchester City. But we'll cross that bridge rather when we get to it. But for now, absolutely fantastic from the Reds, and yeah, shout out to Konate. Hope that brings me a little bit of peace and a little smile in what's been a dreadful week. Right, that is it from me. Thanks so much for watching or listening. Up the Reds. Catch you next time, guys.